Chimpanzees only seem like cute little monkeys. In fact, they are cruel scumbags who often harm other creatures for no reason. And here, a really gang of chimpanzees found a raccoon in their enclosure, which was just exploring the neighborhood. The kid quickly realized that getting to know large relative to himself and completely inadequate primates would not bring him anything good. So he tried to hide in the thicket. The chimpanzees tried to catch an interesting creature for them. What happened next leaves more questions than answers. The raccoon literally flew out of the bushes and in flight did a triple somersault with its limbs stretched out in different directions. How did he do this acrobatic trick? Was he performing in a circus, or did he grab onto something with his front paws when the primates were pulling on his hind legs and then let go? How do you think the little beast did such a trick like this? Pay attention, he not only survived, but was also able to quickly cope with dizziness and tried to hide in the pipe. Unfortunately, the cruel chimpanzees caught him by the tail and did not let him escape, but they didn't know who they were dealing with. The little raccoon got out by himself and forced himself to let go with a painful bite. It remains to be hoped that he will be able to get out of this mess. Would you have intervened if you had witnessed the scene at the zoo? Reply in the comments. Pinnipeds are cute creatures, but they are remembered not only because of memes. This sea lion is clearly against kayakers swimming in his favorite lagoon. It can be understood. A lot of noise, perhaps even garbage, and in general, a whole crowd of athletes does not really contribute to a measured rhythm of life. And the pinniped showed its discontent brutally, unequivocally, and very much in the spirit of neighborhood conflicts. The sea lion just swam up to one of the kayakers and contemptuously threw an octopus right in the face. This insult stunned the man. Pinnipeds, of course, do not cause any harm to humans, but the kayaker clearly did not expect this sort of development. Maybe the animal is on the contrary, shows sympathy and shares some lunch. What do you think? Share your opinion in the comments. In any case, no matter how funny seals and sea lions are, they should not be underestimated. This dog tested the patience of the pinniped for a long time. He barked and came closer and closer. There doesn't seem to be any serious threat, but this is pretty infuriating, isn't it? So the sea lion was enraged. His reaction was lightning fast. He just grabbed the dog with his jaws and threw him back 10 feet. Moreover, the dog immediately jumped to his feet. It did not receive any serious injuries. It was clearly grabbed quite neatly and was rather stunned by fight than hit the ground. But she will have to learn a lesson. Otherwise, she will fly into the sea next time. By the way, if you would like some more funny stories, then write about it in the comments underneath this video. Although digging is an exhausting activity, for many animals it is a really good way to avoid unnecessary predator attention. Therefore, warthogs often arrange their lairs in burrows. Although it is inconvenient to dig with their hooves, their fangs are perfect for loosening the earth. But this warthog underestimated the determination of the leopard that found its hidden burrow. The spotted predator was already a little tired. To get to the victim, he had to greatly expand the entrance and dig much more than the warthog itself. For not the most hardy cat, this is a real test. But leopards should not be underestimated. He managed to get to the very bottom of the hole and dig out a large boar, taking it right by the throat. In a narrow passage, it was not difficult for the cat to grab the opponent by the vulnerable spot. The warthog did not take this into account. If he had been the first to run out of the hole, or at least protect his throat, he would have had a chance, because the leopard was tired. And so, a well-aimed blow to a vulnerable point brought victory to the patient cat. And there are cases when even the most sworn enemies unite for the sake of a common goal. This lioness didn't have the easiest day. She managed to find the warthog's lair, but it turned out to be a hole that still needs to be dug. Actually, lion paws are good for this. Wide pillows, powerful muscles. But still, digging is not what these predatory cats are good at. The lioness has to put a lot of effort into this. But the main thing is that cats are not the most hardy and patient predators by nature. They can produce impressive results, but at short distances. Chasing prey for a long time, digging, running, fighting, it's more about wolves, not about lions. Therefore, when an adult and large warthog rebuffed the lioness, she was already tired. We must pay tribute to her. The predatory cat was able to overwhelm the victim and grab her by the throat with its fangs. Except she didn't bite the vessels on the prey's neck, but squeezed the trachea. A lioness also needs stamina to strangle. My strength is running out. The victim is strong and desperately resists. And then the hyena appears. A more stupid and inexperienced predator in her place would have tried to attack an opponent in order to take away his prey. Such cases have happened more than once. A hyena attacks, for example, a leopard while it has already caught and strangles an unfinished prey. The hyena's attack fails. The leopard avoids meeting its fangs. But the hyena does not have time to grab the opponent's prey either. The unfinished victim is only glad of such competition and takes his chance. She jumps up and often successfully escapes from both predators. And the leopard jumps back and dodges the blow. And the victim breaks free, bounces off the hyena, and escapes from the predators. As a result, all predators remain hungry. It seems that this hyena is an experienced robber and has already been in such situations. She understands that it is better to take a chance and share lunch with the enemy than to leave everyone without food. Therefore, the hyena does something that neither the lioness nor the warthog expected from her. The hyena helps her sworn enemy. When the warthog is about to break free from the lioness's grip, the hyena attacks it with its powerful jaws. As a result, predators of not only different but also hostile species collectively overwhelmed and finished off the boar. Surprisingly, the lioness showed reciprocal nobility and did not drive away the hyena or even establish a feeding order. The two of them dined on the loot together. It is unlikely that this truce will go beyond one episode, but the case itself is pretty rare. It is necessary to recognize the courage of this buffalo. His attack on the rhino is really impressive, because only a desperately brave creature can attack someone with such an advantage in strength. Externally, it may seem that the difference between these animals is insignificant, but that's not the case. The bull reaches a mass of about a ton. That's a lot, except the rhinoceros is 3 times heavier. He also has an almost impenetrable armored hide and specific combat tactics. The bull was clearly mistaken in his assessment of the enemy's forces. In fact, the rhinoceros is betting on one crown blow, but the beast has mastered it perfectly. This is a dangerous blow from the bottom up with a curved, long, and sharp horn, which threatens to pierce the belly of the bull and get to its internal organs. The bull clearly did not understand who he was messing with. For a while, he's holding up well, trying to push the enemy at the expense of experience and the ability to keep a foothold. But the rhinoceros still sweeps away the opponent with a crushing battering ram and then drags him along the ground and at the same time delivers terrible blows to the bull. The bull survived, but he remains disappointed to plow the ground with his horns. An adult wildebeest and zebras know that when crossing a body of water, the main danger is crocodiles. These huge reptiles hide perfectly in muddy water, and thanks to the suitable color of their durable scales, they become almost invisible. Therefore, a sudden attack from under the water often takes ungulates by surprise. To prevent this, here a small herd literally runs across the river and looks straight ahead in order to react in time to the appearance of the reptile, jump over it, and then also even trample it. But the danger lurked where it was not expected. The ungulates had no idea that they would encounter not a predatory reptile here, but a leopard. Moreover, he hid under the slope of the shore and thanks to the concentration of the ungulates of the water, remained completely unnoticed. For him, such a fast run of ungulates past was a real gift. You could watch them and choose your prey to your liking. The leopard did just that. It rushed at the family of zebras from behind and attacked a young individual. The predator acted so abruptly and quickly that the mother simply did not have time to react, and the leopard grabbed the young zebra and immediately rushed back. He accurately grabbed the prey by the throat under the jaws, in the most vulnerable place, used inertia overload, and broke the trachea with one blow. It usually takes a leopard a couple of minutes to strangle its prey, but these ungulates did not know who they were messing with. Thanks to the experience and expertly executed technique, the predator overpowered the victim in a matter of seconds. Rams have a bad habit, actually. They like to butt heads not only with other rams and equal rivals, but also with any other animals in general, including with their neighbors on the farm. Rams even attack much larger and more massive cows. When a ram attacks a pig or dogs, it's unpleasant, but sooner or later, any gangster meets an even cooler aggressor. It turned out that way here, provoking this stallion was a fatal mistake of the ram. The horse did not play wrestling, ram the opponent, or kick. The stallion immediately used the most destructive weapon in his arsenal, his teeth. He took advantage of the height advantage and was able to grab the ram across the back with his jaws, accurately hitting the bite right on the spine. And the consequences were devastating. The strength of the jaws turned out to be so huge that the stallion literally broke the ram's spine in a couple of seconds. After that, the enraged horse lifted the ram above itself and began to shake it from side to side. The person who witnessed this scene would be glad to help the loser. But at this stage, it is wiser to wait for the horse to just calm down. Which of today's cases when the animal received a powerful rebuff struck you the most?